Welcome back to What Are Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the AMX 13F3AM, the Tier 6 French SPG located on the west spawn of Studzianki under the command of a fingernail clipping. And he's got the bonded rotation device, bonded gun lane drive and rammer in his equipment. I apologise if I haven't been putting the equipment list in on some of the other games we've done recently. We've been rather busy, as you know. We put out a huge number of videos in just a short period of time. In fact, I think this is the 16th video that I've done in just 2 days. Okay, aiming towards the enemy. And the first enemy that comes into sight is a Juno. It's a tier 6 game with only tier 6 tanks. He's aiming ahead of its track, looking for a spot where he can actually pre-aim and get a shot on target, but he's having difficulty trying to find one that matches. And instead he gives up on the Juno because he's gone unspotted, and he's now looking at these enemy tanks over here. There's a couple that he could hit. A Hellcat just ran into a building, but instead he whacks that M4A3E8, and he gets him for 330 hit points. Now this is a 155mm main gun, 630 alpha, 39mm pen, 7.6 meters on the burst radius, which is fairly big, and 11 to 22 seconds of stun. They actually built 621 of this particular design of Arty. It was designed in 1959, and it was sold quite well around the world. In fact, it was an airborne Arty because it could be mounted, or at least it could be placed inside an aircraft, flown to a destination, and then used there. It did use support trucks and everything like that to carry around the shells because they couldn't carry much in the way inside those Arty. And in fact, actually, he's loaded, but it's somebody else who shot. In fact, they could only carry 2 personnel inside each of the vehicles. One was the commander and the other one was the driver, and they were on the right hand side of the vehicle. You can see their viewports in the vehicle. The rest of the crew would go with the trucks with the rest of the ammunition. So wherever this Arty went, it did have a crew, and that's a good one. 347. He waited for the guy to back up, and it was a Type 64. They don't have much in the way of armor. That should have taken him out of the game. If it had been a penetrating shot, he would have had a very bad day. We can now see a Jagdpanzer IV who's a one-shot, and he actually has gone down, but he was actually killed by our Jackson. We're now dialing in, and well, he went for a Shure Giovanna or Gloriana. Sorry, that's a new tank that I haven't seen before in the game. They keep bringing in new tanks. It makes it difficult for the content creators to keep up with it. In fact, a lot of us end up having to refer to Voldemort's notes in order to work out what the new vehicle is. And that was a ram kill there by our T-3485M on their Type 64, the one that we damaged a short while ago. Arty firing in our general direction. In fact, they're going after the Tiger 131, who I think is an AFK. Our SU-8 just took out their KV-2. We're 1 tank behind, but I think we do have 2 AFK tanks on our team. The M6 and the Tiger 131 haven't moved away from the spawn point, and in fact there is an enemy light tank on the way in. The Dickermax just got smacked. He just got 281 hit points, but the Warriors has a VK2801-105 with the big gun, the derp gun, and he's coming in to try and dislodge or take out our premium tanks. So we really do need to get rid of this guy as quickly as we can. He's only got a minimum number of hit points, and he is being fired on by quite a few. And here he comes. It looks like he's going to try and do a drive-by on us. I don't like the way he's moving about very jerkily when he's aiming. Fires at the Juno, gets a hit. I suppose A fingernail clipping could explain why he was being a bit jerky on his aim there. I don't know if he's had a toke for the night. He might have actually had one, and that might be why. But yes, he's actually now backing up because he knows that this 2801-105 will probably try and come straight down this line. In fact, he's trying to get rid of that Jagdpanzer IV, and the VK got wiped out by the Jagdpanzer IV, so that's good news. The bad news is that the enemy is still one up on us, and there's only 4 left on our team. We fire a long way away at the enemy Berser, right over the other side of the battlefield. Our AFKs are dead. You can see them there, the Tiger 131 and the M6. Another pair of players who should be ashamed of themselves, probably loaded into the game in those tanks in the hope that they will pick up XP and credits for doing absolutely nothing. And there's their AMX 13F3. It's a stock one. Yeah, you can tell the stock one. He has a very short barrel, but that actually does make him faster. And he's just got taken out by our VK 2801-105 with a derp shot. So he's out the game. And now we're following the VK because he's the one who's going to be spotting the enemy targets. He just needs to work out where those targets are, and the SU rate goes down, so he's just earned a Pascucci's medal. So there's only 3 enemy tanks left: the Berser, the KV2, and he's got that nice little wreck to provide him with cover, but it won't cover him for a tank that's attacking him from his rear. And we don't know where the other 2 tanks, the box tank and the Berser, are. They could be coming in from the south. If they do, then we need the Jagdpanzer IV on the other side. But for the moment, we've got the Type 64. He's milling around on the battlefield or on the cap area. So I think he's just trying to keep the enemy. And there's the Berser. And the fingernail clipping immediately turns towards that target. Now, can he get a shot? I'm sure he can. He's on splash at the moment. He dials in. Good shot. Pretty sure that would have done some splash damage. Okay, he's now going to take advantage of that position to actually... Oh, he's setting up near the cap area still. I would have said, actually, it would have been a good idea for him to actually head north to grid square A1 or B1 and shoot from that position, because the VK2801-105 will actually tell us when the KV2 moves, and then we can take advantage of that. The Type 64 is going south to try and spot where the enemy is. Of course, we've got the top gun, and the enemy AMX 13F3 didn't. He had the stock gun. Top gun's a little more accurate. And they're indicating that the KV2 has probably gone back to his own cap area, or not to his cap area as such, but to the buildings just north of there, which would make sense because the KV2 probably thought he's going to get capped out if he moves away. And only the Bersers turned up, and they're thinking, oh, well, we're now in a disadvantage because there's 4 left on our team. And the box tank has suddenly appeared. So the Type 64 finally got spots on him. Now, he's aiming in our general direction, but I think it looks like he's not aiming at us. He's aiming just slightly to one side. We're loaded. He took a round from the Type 64. Now he takes a round from us. And the kill shot comes from the Jagdpanzer IV, who sneaks a shot through. But there's the Berser, and the Berser's close. So the Jagdpanzer IV needs to get some damage. We knock the building down to give us an angle. Okay. There's the Berser again. We're aiming for the corner, hoping he's going to go for it. We're loaded. Direct hit, 279. Type 64 is going to be happy about that because he's doing the spotting. He found the guy, keeping him lit. The Warriors, the KV2 might come up, and there's the Berser gone. The Type 64 got the kill in the end. Now, the Type 64 needs to redeploy. We're loaded, ready to go. VK's doing his job, trying to find the enemy. He's not there. Oh, he is there! Now, how did he manage to hide in there and not get spotted? Well, he takes a round from the VK. Well, I'm not sure if the VK lost any hit points. I would have thought that if the VK got hit, he would have been badly damaged. We have got a shot. Okay. Oh, he's stopped in there now. Try it now. Yes. Good hit. 209. Makes him a one shot. He's not going to be happy now. He's a one shot for the Jagdpanzer Fear. They all want a piece of him. And the VK gets the kill that makes the difference. And that's the end of the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a very good game for a fingernail clipping because he got an ace tanker out of it and a host of medals as well. Yep, that was an ace tanker. He also managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, it looks like he got 8. He got a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points for his own vehicle, a high caliber for dealing the most damage in that game overall, and he got the Confederate as well for doing the hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. His win rate was 3,426, which is super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at the team score and see where he was. Well, definitely highest table. Yep, 2,495 hit points went to fingernail clipping. 2,251 went to the Jagdpanzer, who was being very sneaky, staying behind the cap, waiting for the enemy to come to him. And in third place, we've got the AMX 13F3 on the enemy team. So he was actually good, and I haven't heard that name before, but I definitely will remember it. Major Brain Fart. Yes, what a name. He gets away with that one. Okay, well, it's a good one anyway. Okay, and in fourth place, it should be that Juno as well with 1,400 hit points. So when it came to kills, we can see top scorers are the Jagdpanzer Fear and the VK2801-105 on our team. Together with the T3485M, they all got 3 kills apiece. And 2 kills went to the Jackson on our team. And on the enemy team, their Juno, their Type 64, and their VK2801-105 all got 2 kills apiece. I think their clipping didn't get any kills, but that actually helped him to get the Confederate. When it came to base XP, yeah, he's top of the table on that one. So he's got the top on 2 of the columns, missed out on kills. 1,038 went to a fingernail clipping, 1,031 went to the Jagdpanzer, and 833 went to the Type 64 on our team, who got the last kill of the game. Or was it? No, it was the VK2801 who got the last kill of the game. Sorry, he got the Pascucci's medal as well for killing both enemy SPGs. So, 13 shots fired, only 13. Not a lot, considering this vehicle actually carries 25 rounds, so he still had plenty spare. 8 direct hits on the enemy, none of them penetrated, but he did get 10 splash. 2,495 hit points of damage, of which 1,976 were at more than 300 meters. The close range shots were on the tanks that were close to our cap area, such as the VK2801-105. I think he did hit that guy, did he? Did he not? Actually, he didn't. But I think there were a few tanks that were fairly close to us when they were hit. And of course, one of those was definitely the Bursa, who was very close. And yeah, 428 hit points there. So, 8 enemy vehicles were damaged. None were destroyed, but he got 84 hit points of damage assistance and 1,109 of stun assist off 6 stuns. And that's probably his ace tanker. On a free-to-play account, he actually earned 24,261 credits from that game, and he took away 2,076 experience points as well. And considering this team was missing, yes, 2 of the top players and 2 of the players who should have been active, the Tiger 131, a premium tank, and of course the M6 Shooter 917, who did absolutely nothing as well. It's pretty good going that the 13 tanks won against 15. Because, yeah, they were just sitting in the spawn areas doing absolutely nothing until they were destroyed. But and that encouraged that VK2801-105 to come to our cap area and start dealing damage to them. And, of course, it endangered fingernail clipping at the same time. But at least he was the top player in the game. So I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. And thank you for watching.